It has been a minute since we were up this early in the morning, but ladies and gentlemen, we are doing it once again because today's book calls for it. Today's book is The Miracle Morning. Hey, what's up? It's Gene Clark. I used to do a series where I went live at 5 a.m. And it's been a while since I recorded any video live or just recorded at 5 a.m. But I thought the Miracle Morning deserves a 5 a.m. recording. Now, if you haven't heard of the Miracle Morning before, basically the entire premise of the book is how you wake up each day and what your morning routine consists of. That dramatically affects the rest of your day and how productive you are. But that's not just one single area. No, it affects everything. So having a focused, productive, successful morning is going to generate and lead to a focused, productive, and successful day, which leads to a focused, productive, and successful life. Therefore, you need to dedicate time each day, each morning, to the person you want to be, one who is deserving and qualified to consistently be attracting, creating, and sustaining the levels of success you want and deserve. Your morning sets the tone for the day, so get up and get started. Make it a successful one. I think my favorite quote from the book is actually from one of my favorite comedians, Demetri Martin, who says, "Hitting the snooze button in the morning doesn't even make any sense. It's like saying, I hate getting up in the morning, so I'm going to do it over and over and over." Hal tells us that that first morning of the day is the most important after we wake up. And he got that concept from a book called Rudder of the Day. And that's where the first hour is the rudder and it sets the tone for the day. If you have a lazy first hour for your day, you're going to have a lazy day. If you have a productive first hour of your day, you're going to have a productive day. When I read this, I nodded right along with the words, and I'm sure you're nodding right along with this video. Therefore, if you want to focus on your personal development, or if you want to be successful in any area of your life, it's got to start first thing in the morning. You are just as worthy, deserving, and capable of creating and sustaining an extraordinary life full of great health, wealth, happiness, love, and success in all areas of your life. And you are not any different than any person on earth who deserves the same thing. And it is absolutely crucial, not only for yourself, but for the impact you have on your family, your friends, your coworkers, your clients, your children, your community, anybody who comes in contact with you, that you start living in alignment with that truth. Another great quote from the book is from Jim Rohn, who says, "Your level of success will rarely exceed your personal development because success is something you attract by the person you become." By simply changing how you wake up in the morning, you can change any area of your life faster than you ever thought possible. Hal decided he was going to wake up 1 hour early and he was going to focus on 6 different areas. And that was going to be silent meditation, reading, affirmations, visualization, journaling, and exercise. And I know what you're thinking, Gene, how am I going to get that much out of only 10 minutes in each of these areas? Well, that's where you're wrong, because you're not going to spend an even 10 minutes in all these areas. Hal recommends you start with silent meditation, just 5 minutes. Then you move on to affirmations, again, another 5 minutes. Then visualization, maybe you've got your vision board, maybe you can create it for this, another 5 minutes. Then you get 2 strong 20-minute sessions, exercise followed by reading, and then because Hal wants it to flow and spell something out instead of calling it journaling, he calls it scribing, and you do that for 5 minutes. So if you put it all together, silent meditation, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, scribing, it spells savers. Now from there, the book goes on to give you more details about each of those areas and Hal gives you examples as he focuses on them and tips of what you can do. And he also gives the why behind each of those specific areas and how they can help you improve yourself. And the real key is just getting started, just doing. And there's a whole section in the book that talks about procrastination and overcoming that, and they specifically mention another book, and I got so excited for the build-up because I knew what it was going to be. It was Eat That Frog. We featured it on the channel. Click on the link above. I'll leave a card at the end of this video as well, so you can go check out my video on that book as well. So I was very excited to see that mentioned in here, and right when this section started, man, in my head I was already thinking about it, and so I was so happy that they went straight there. More than anything though, I think the thing that stuck with me from this book the most came in chapter 3, where it was the 95% reality check is the name of the chapter. And according to a study done by the Social Security Administration, if you take any 100 people at the start of their working career and you follow them for 40 years until they reach retirement age, here is what you find. 1% of those people are going to be wealthy. Now, there's no definition, but just go with me. We'll call those the 1%. I'm sure you remember that from a few years back. 4% are financially secure. Again, no definition, but it plays out with the rest of the survey. So just go with it. 5% are still working, not because they want to, but because they have to be able to support themselves. Then it jumps up. 36% are dead, no longer with us. And then 54%, the remaining 54%, are broke and dependent on the government, friends, family, and the generosity of charities to make ends meet. 54%. You are 11 times more likely to be broke than financially secure. So how do we do it? How do we become a part of the 5%? Who cares about the 1%? Let's just be part of the 5. Let's just be financially secure. Well, there's 3 steps you need to do to be able to secure your place in the 5%. Step 1 is acknowledge the 95% reality check. Step 2 is get an accountability partner. And step 3 is draw your line in the sand. Now, those 3 steps are what I'm going to call the 3 morsels, the 3 takeaways from this book. And number 1, acknowledge the 95%. You know, it's time to get your butt in gear. Life isn't going to give you anything. You are going to have to rise above and become part of the 5%. Y'all, remember a few years back when there was this whole turmoil about the 1%? Wild times. Very different than today. Well, don't you wish you were back there talking about that instead of 2020? That's number 1. I digress though. That doesn't even matter. I don't care about the 1%. Let's just try to make it to the 5%. The morning miracle is going to give us that opportunity, and it's going to let us strive for 5. Can we use that? I like that. Strive for 5. Let's go with that. But I don't just mean financially. Let's talk about making that top 5% in every area, spiritually, health, wealth, anything, relationships, any area of your life. Don't settle for average. Don't be part of that 54% that's broke in whatever area. Strive to be in the top 5. Strive for 5. I like that saying. Step number 2, get an accountability partner. It isn't going to really help though if the person is only trying to hold you accountable. They need to be on whatever journey you're on. You need to be doing that together. And let me give you a great example. First, let me start by saying I love my wife. Since we met, she has loved to feed me. She's an excellent cook. She's an even better baker. And when we were having our baby, we both put on baby weight because I am a supportive husband. I put on weight with her. Then she had the baby and is a nursing mother. So the weight just whoosh, drops right off her. I struggle. I am doing my best, but it is hard because she's also a nursing mother and she's like, ooh, let's have ice cream or brownies or cookies or whatever, because that's what she does. that is not a helpful accountability partner because she always wants me to cheat on my diet. The good news for me in that area is I have a buddy at work who I went on this journey with a few years ago, or a couple of years ago, and we both were able to hold each other accountable then, and I'm hoping he can help hold me accountable now because I think we've both put on the, what do we call it, the COVID-19 or the quarantine 15, whatever you want to call it. The point is, though, you've got to have an accountability partner that has the same goal as you so you can push each other to accomplish that goal, and you can hold each other accountable, and you can bring each other along. Not just somebody that's going to sit there, cracking the whip on you, trying to hold you accountable while you can't necessarily return the favor to them. And step number 3, draw that line in the sand. Make a decision on what you are going to do and what you are going to start doing right now, today, this moment. If you want to create a better life, if you want a new reality, you have to be willing to make changes, and you have to be willing to make sacrifices to achieve it. Our society has a lack of urgency, also known as a someday mindset. Someday I'll start my business. Someday I'll start a YouTube channel. Someday I'll start exercising. Someday I'll take that chance. Someday just leads to a life of procrastination, a life of unfulfilled potential, and eventually a life of regret. So don't have any regrets. Just go out there. Just do it. Just take that first step and do it. You can decide to no longer live a mediocre life. You can take your greatness and you can choose who you need to be to create the life that you want. Fill your life with love, health, happiness, success, and financial prosperity. But first, you have to draw that line in the sand and make the decision to make a change. The Miracle Morning, absolutely fantastic. If you want my thoughts, it is a great book. But if you want my honest feedback, I'm going to be real and tell you that the first chapter is hard to get through because it reads like an infomercial. If this video ever gets to Hal, it reads like an infomercial. I know you're trying to build the book up, and I know you're trying to get people pumped up to read it, but you are selling me like a snake oil salesman. And if I hadn't heard so many great things about the book, that probably would have turned me off. And I'm sure there are people out there who have been turned off by this book because of how it starts. And there's a lot of kind of salesiness to it throughout the book. If you can get past that, which it's not hard to, but I know it can turn some people off. But if you get past that, it's a really fantastic book, fantastic message. It's got me pumped up. I'm here at 5 a.m. recording this video with you. And I believe in what the Miracle Morning is selling us. I might even bring back my 5 a.m. series. Who knows? Probably won't be going live, but I might start making videos at 5 a.m. either way. Have you made it all the way to the end of this video? That's absolutely fantastic. Tell me in the comment section. Don't leave any other clues. Just give me a number. How many coffee mugs did you see? And if you enjoyed this video, well, check out the video I did on Eat That Frog right here, or the series I did where I woke up at 5 a.m. and I went live on YouTube. Either one, absolutely fantastic.